Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nishtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Shanabhangure Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priya Darshana Akama Sarvakamo Va Mokshakama Udharati Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajate Purusham Param Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Adyeva Me Vishatu Manasa Rajahamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kahvata Pittai Kantavarodhana Vidhau Smaranam Kutaste Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Nanyam Tvada Bhayam Pashe Yatra Mrityu Parasparam Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Śrī Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. Shoka moha bhayapaha. So that means by reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, when shoka moha and bhaya will be completely uprooted, and one will not be succumbed to the different modes of material nature. And in short, one will go back home, back to Godhead. So we were reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 16 we completed yesterday about Shri Parshuram Bhagavan and Shri Vishwamitra Muni. So now we come to the next chapter entitled The Dynasties of the Sons of Purūravā. So anyone remembers about Purūravā? Who was Purūravā? Was very attached to Urvashi, right? We discussed multiple chapters about Purūravā and his attachment to Urvashi. So in chapter number 14, also in chapter number from Maharaj, so from the Moon Dynasty, basically, Buddha and Ila, and Purūravā was born. So, and then he later wrote Ailagit also. So, okay, so let's see this chapter with a quick summary. Ayu, the eldest son of Purūravā, had 5 sons. This chapter describes the dynasties of 4 of them, beginning with Kshatrā-Vriddha. Ayu, the son of Purūravā, had 5 sons: Nahusha, Kshatrā-Vriddha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. The son of Kshatrā-Vriddha was Suhotra, and who had 3 sons named Kasya, Kusha, and Gritasmada. The son of Gritasmada was Shunaka, and his son was Shaunaka. Son of Kashya was Kashi, and from Kashi came the sons and the grandsons known as Rashtra, Tirghatama, and then Dhanvantri, who was the inaugurator of medical science and was a Shaktavish of incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. The descendants of Dhanvantri were Ketuman, Bhimaratha, Divodasa, Dyuman, who was also known as Pritardana, Shatrujit, Vatsa, Ritadhvaja, and Kuvalayasva. The son of Dyuman was Alarka, who reigned over the kingdom for many, many years. Falling in the dynasty of Alarka were Santati, Sunitha, Niketana, Dharmaketu, Satyaketu, Drishtaketu, Sukumara, Vitihotra, Bharga, and Bhargabhumi. All of them belong to the dynasty of Kashi, the descendant of Shatabhradha. The son of Rabha was Rabhasa, and his son was Gambhira. Gambhira's son was Akriya, and from Akriya came Brahmavit. The son of Anina was Shuddha, his son was Shuchi. The son of Suchi was Chitrakrit, whose son was Shantaraja. Raji had 500 sons, all of extraordinary strength. Raji was personally very powerful and was given the kingdom of heaven by Lord Indra. Later, after Raji's death, when the son of Raji refused to return the kingdom of Indra, by Brihaspati's arrangement, they became unintelligent, and Lord Indra conquered them. The grandson of Shatabhradha, named Kusha, gave birth to a son named Prati, and from Prati came Sanjaya. From Sanjaya, Jaya, from Jaya, Krita, and from Krita, Haryabala. The son of Haryabala was Sahadev, and the son of Sahadev, Hina, the son of Hina, Jayasena, the son of Jayasena, Sankriti, and the son of Sankriti was also Jaya. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Kṛṣṇa. So this chapter has a lot of names. It's a short chapter, only 17 verses with a lot of names. So we will quickly, try to perhaps complete this today, and everyone. So don't feel like, oh, names, this name, I don't even remember one of the names, and that's fine. Just think about Bhagavatam is the word of the Supreme Lord. And just by reading Bhagavatam, it will lead to all auspiciousness. It will lead to all purification of our impurities. So sometimes there are many chapters with a lot of names. Just think about the glories of Vyasadeva, the glories of Shukadev Goswami, the glories of Shaunakadi Rishi, who are our Sutta Goswami, etc., who are narrating all these. Is it possible for us to tell so many names, even one after the other, like not one dynasty, not two, like 30, 40, 50 dynasty, one after the other, all the way going back up to the Manu and Brahma, which only tells about the glories of Bhagavatam. These were not ordinary people, they were great kings. The Lord appeared in these families, and Mantri Lord appeared, which we will read. So we should always, sometimes some topics may not be as, they may not have like a storyline, what we had, like Parshuram's story and Vishwamitra Muni's story. So maybe a lot of names, but we should keep moving and remember that Bhagavatam is helping us to cleanse ourselves and to develop Krishna Prema. So let's quickly read this chapter. We'll just read the verse and translation. So anyone wants to begin the first 3 verses? Ravi Prabhu, want to start?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Can I read?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna devotees. Sri Badrayanir Uvacha yaha Purūravā shaha putra ayushtasya bhavan sutaha nahusaha chhatravardasa cha kajirabhasa cha viryavan anena iti rajendra srinu chhatravardho navayam chhatravardha suta sayasan suhotra syat majasatrayaha काशयः कुशो घृतस्मदा इति घृतसमदाद अभूत शुनकः शौनक्यायस्य भावर्चा परवारो मुनिः Yes, Prabhuji, 1 second. Sukadeva Goswami said, from Purūravā came a son named Ayu, whose very powerful sons were Nahusa, Chhatravardha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. O Maharaj Parikshit, now hear about the dynasty of Chhatravardha. Chhatravardha's son was Suhotra, who had 3 sons named Kashya, Kusha, and Gritsmada. From Gritsmada came Sunak, and from him came Saunak, the great saint, the best of those conversant with the Rig Veda.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So important to remember. Who was the father of Ayu?
Purūravā.
Purūravā. So Ayu's 5 sons were these names here: Nahusha, Kshatravardha, Raji, Rabha, and Anena. Okay. And then pretty much about Nahusa's dynasty, we will read in chapter 18, which is the next chapter. So we are reading about Shatavriddhas, that means the second of the Ayu's sons, who had further, how many? Suhotra, and Suhotra had 3 sons. Okay. So I'll share a diagram also of all these here shortly. So someone wants to read text number 4.
Prabhuji, I can read. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada. Text 4. Kasyasya kashi tat putra rastra dhirgatama pita dhanantarir dhirga tamasa ayurveda pravartaka jagnabhug vasudevamsha smita matrarti nashana. Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the son of Kashya was Kashi, and his son was Rastra, the father of Dhirgatama. Dhirgatama had a son named Dhanantari, who was the inaugurator of the medical science and an incarnation of Lord Vasudeva, the enjoyer of the results of sacrifices. One who remembers the name of Dhanantari can be released from all disease. Hare Krishna Prabhu, back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else remembers? Where did we talk about Dhanvantari?
In the churning, that pastimes where
Nice. That was in which canto?
7, 8 canto.
8th canto. 7th canto primarily is Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah, 8 canto.
So in the 8th canto, we read about Dhanvantri, Mohini Murti, and multiple gifts came one after the other, taking. But as soon as Dhanvantri came, anyone remembers with what thing he came?
The pot.
Yeah, the pot with nectar, right? The pot with nectar, and they were all wanted the nectar. So basically, in the some yoga studios or Ayurveda schools and these kind of Vaidyashala, etc., we see this picture of Lord Dhanvantari, right? So with this pot of nectar. So here, and I've shared this diagram or table, which kind of lays out the picture one after the other, who were the children of this dynasty of Ayu or Purūravā. So I hope that helps. Okay, so whenever we get any medicine or anything, allopathic, Ayurvedic, whatever one's faith and situations are, we should always remember that medicine will also act when the Lord empowers it. Without the sanction of the Lord, the medicine won't work. So we can also always pray to the Lord Dhanvantari that may you act through the medium of this medicine, right? So then one will be released from disease by remembering Lord's name, basically. Okay, text 5. Anyone? Let's read text 5. Yes, Lakshay, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. That putra Ketuman Asya Jajne Bimaratas Tata Divodaso Dumams Tasmat Pratardana iti smrita. Translation. The son of Dhanvantari was Ketuman and his son was Bimalata. The son of Bimalata was Divodasa and the son of Divodasa was Juman, also known as Pratardana. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Let's read the next verse, text 6. Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure. Hare Krishna devotees, text 6. Okay. Can you scroll? Let's see. Yeah, text 6. Sa eva satrujit vatsa Riddhava itiritya tata kubalai swati prokto lakadayas tataha. Translation by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The human was also known as Satrujit, Vatsa, Ratadava, Ratuvaja, and Kusalyasva. From him were born Alarka and other sons. Hare Krishna. Back to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Just a comment here for Lord Dhanvantari. It's mentioned it's different from Dhanvantari who appeared in Samudra Manthan. So yeah, the incarnation of the Lord can appear different times, different. So yes, there were two the Lord appeared in two different occasions. We have discussed that as Vara Avatar also, multiple Manus he may appear to choose. So they're the same Lord, incarnation of the Lord, but appearing differently because that happened way earlier. This is happening way later. So just a point there. Thank you, Raghu Prabhu. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees. Text number 7. Sastim Varsha Sahasrani Sastim Varsha Satani Cha Nalarat Nalakat Aparo Rajan Bhabuje Medhinim Yuva. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Alarka, the son of Dhuman, regained over the earth for 60,000 years. My dear King Parikshit, no one other than him has regained over the earth for so long as a young man. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. 66,000 years he ruled. Long time. So that's a special comment about Alarka. Okay, text 8. Ramon Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams. Alarkat Santatis Tasmat Sunito Tha Atha Niketana Dharma Ketu Sutas Tasmat Satya Ketu Ajayata. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From Alarka came a son named Santati, and his son was Sunitha. The son of Sunitha was Niketana, and the son of Niketana was Dharmaketu, and the son of Dharmaketu was Satyaketu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So all these are dynasties of which of the 5 sons of Ayu? Anyone remembers?
The second one, Shatraveda.
Second one. Yeah. Shatravriddha. Nahusa will be seen next chapter. So all these practically are the great grandchildren of Shatravriddha, who is the second son of Ayu. Thank you. So let's read text 9. Ashish Mataji, you want to read?
Ji Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 19. Drishtaketustastasmat sukumarah shatishwarah vitihotro asya bhago arto bhargabhumir bhunrpa. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O King Parikshit, from Satyaketu came a son named Drishtaketu, and from Drishtaketu came Sukumara, the emperor of the entire world. From Sukumara came a son named Vitihotra, from Vitihotra Bharga, and from Bharga, Bhargabhumi. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this pretty much completes this Kasya. So sharing that picture, that helps to understand text here. You see this picture which I have shared with everyone. So Purūravā's sons, except the eldest son of Ayu. So Ayu had 5 children: Nahusa, Shatavradha, Rajin, Rava, Anina. And from Shatavradha he had how many? Suhotra, and then Suhotra had 3 children: Kasya. And then we just read about Kasya's dynasty up till Bhargavumi. Now we'll talk about the other 2 of the Suhotra's children, or the grandchildren of Shatavradha. Okay, let's read text 10. Devaki Mataji, would you like to read? Thank you for joining. Okay, Shital Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna, devotees Dandavat Pranam. Iti me Kashyo Bhupaha Kshatra Vradha. Prabhuji, can you scroll up? I will read both the Devanagari. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Iti me Kashyo Bhupaha Kshatra Vridhan Vayayinaha Rabhasya Rabhasa Putrau Gambhira Chakrishya Tataha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Maharaja Parikshit, all of these kings were descendants of Kashi, and they could also be called descendants of Kshatravriddha. The sons of Rabha was Rabhasa. From Rabhasa came Gambhira, and from Gambhira came a son named Akriya. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So I also sometimes prefer to read both. It helps to speak and pronounce better. Thank you. So quite straightforward, more names here. Yes, I think Devaki Mataji is ready to read. Please.
Hare Krishna.
Where are you joining from, Mataji? Mauritius?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, thank you so much.
We are at text 11, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a bit difficult.
We'll help you, Krishna will help you.
Okay, I'll try. Tat Gautam Brahmaji Jachite Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. No, Prabhu, I can't say Prabhu. I'm sorry, Prabhuji.
No, it's Mataji, I'll do it for you. Whenever these 2 words come together, we say like Gya. Like Gyan, these Ja and Na with the response.
Yeah, let me try then. Tat Gautam Purūravā Janme Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Amamansa. No. Sudastasta Suchitasmast Chitrakritarmasta Trudaha. I don't know.
It is very nice. Krishna must
Translation by
be very happy with you.
The son of Akriya was known as Brahmavid. O king, now hear about the descendants of Amina. From Amina came a son named Sudha, and the son was Suchi. The son of Suchi was Dharma Sharati, also Chitrakrit. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
So we are talking about this branch here. I use 5th son named Anina. Okay. In the previous verse, we talked about the fourth Rabhasha. From Radha in Rabhasha. That's the fourth son of this branch. Okay. Let's read the next one. Anyone who hasn't got chance yet? Jyoti Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna, sure, Prabhuji. Text 12, right, Prabhuji?
11, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Text 12. Tata Shantara Jodhage Krita Krityah Sa Atmavan Rajeha Panchashataryasan Putranamamito Jasam. Translation by His Divine Grace, Bhaya Charna Aravinda, Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. From Chitrakrit was born a son named Shantaraja, a self-realized soul who performed all kinds of Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and therefore did not beget any progeny. The sons of Raji were 500, all very powerful. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So Chitrakuta, there were no further progenies after that. So therefore this branch ends kind of here. Okay. So it's 13. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. Anyone hasn't got chance yet? Wants to read? Okay, I'll read this one and then we can take the seconds. The refills. Deverabhyartito daityan atvendra yadadadivam indrastasmai punardatva grihitva charanauraje atmanam arpayam asa prahradadi ari sankshankitai shankitaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. On the request of the demigods, Raji killed the demons and thus returned kingdoms of heaven to Lord Indra. But Indra, fearing such demons as Prahlad, returned the kingdom of heaven to Raji and surrendered himself at Raji's lotus feet. Hare Krishna. We see there the name of Prahlad. Oh, it's the same Prahlad, son of Hiranyakashipu. He was born in the Asura Kula, Prahlad Adi Shankite. Being afraid of, as we know in the big story of Prahlad Maharaj, Indra was afraid that Prahlad will be a future threat, so he took Kayadu along with other demigods and wanted to kill, and Narad Muni had to intervene and told not to kill Kayadu and Prahlad because he's going to be a devotee. So Raji basically took the kingdom back from the demigods and gave it to Indra. But Indra was fearful, what if the demons come again? So Raji was very, very powerful perhaps. And as, well, why don't you rule the kingdom and I'll be your assistant. So that at least the kingdom will be secure. So let's see what happens further. Text 14. Anyone wants to read? Akshay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Pitariya
Oh, sorry, I accidentally unmuted you. I was trying to mute myself.
Pitri upare te putra yakamannaya no dadu Trivistapam Mahendraya Yagna Bhagan Samadadu. Translation and purport. Upon Raji's death, Indra begged Raji's son for the return of the heavenly planets. They did not return it, however, although they agreed to return Indra's shares in ritualistic ceremonies. Raji conquered the kingdom of heaven, and therefore when Indra, the heavenly king, begged Raji's sons to return it, they refused. Because they had not taken the heavenly kingdom from Indra but had inherited it from their father, they considered it their parental property. Why then should they return it to the demigods? Hare Kṛṣṇa Ji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's quite straightforward. Indra gave the kingdom to Raji. Now Raji died. So where should the kingdom go? Well, Raji's sons took it and they didn't want to return it back. Because they said, oh, our father was ruling, now we are the next generation, will do it. So let's see what happens. Text 15. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, wanted to read? Okay, anyone wants to read? Wasn't it read?
Hare Krishna, I can read, Prabhuji.
Please, go.
Guruna hyum yam mane ganau balabhit tanayan raje avadhid brahm sitan margan na kaschid avas sita. Translation as Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thereafter, Brahaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, offered oblations in the fire so that the sons of Raji would fall from moral principles. When they fell, Lord Indra killed them easily because of their degradation. Not a single one of them remained alive. Hare Krishna, Bhakti Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. So, when we fall a prey of degradation, we lose our strength, we lose our opulence, we lose our bhakti, we lose everything, and we'll be dead. We'll talk more about this, how our mind victimizes us tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So, teaser. But in short, they were all dead. Why? Because they fell prey of immoral activities. Unfortunately. And Brihaspati gets some his special mantras and tantras to make them fall down and give back the kingdom to Indra. Okay, 2 more verses. Let's complete this chapter, text 16. Yes, Raghu Prabhu, Sudhir Prabhu, and then Shita Mataji can read the last one.
Hare Krishna devotees and the film from Shri Prabhupada, text number 16. Kusat prati kshetravadha sanjayas tat suto jaya tata krata kratasyapi nane haryab Valo Nripa. Translation by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta from Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai. From Kusha, the grandson of Kshetravatha, was born a son named Prati. The The son of Prati was Sanjaya, and son of Sanjaya was Jaya. And from Jaya, Krata was born, and from Krata, King Haryabala. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So from Kusha, the grandson. So it's interesting that how Shukdev Goswami is narrating this. So we are now into this branch again. So first he said all the people in this branch, then jumped from here, then this one, and then a few more stories about the previous person who didn't want to return. Yeah, Raji's story, this branch, didn't want to return. And then back to the grandson of Kshatrivridha. So this branch again we're going into. So, okay, last verse. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Saha devasto hinu jaya senastu tata sutaha sangha kritiyas tasyasya cha jaya kshatra dharma maharathaha kshatra vridhanvaya bhupa ime shrinvatha na kushana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From Haryabala came a son named Sahadeva, and from Sahadeva came Hina. The son of Hina was Jayasena, and the son of Jayasena was Sankriti. The son of Sankriti was the powerful and expert fighter named Jaya. These kings were the members of the Kshatrivridha dynasty. Now let me describe to you the dynasty of Nahusha. Purport. Well, thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the 9th canto, 17th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entitled The Dynasties of the Son of Purūravā. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So basically this page summarizes all the names and the 1 or 2 stories are there in this chapter. Monthly, some facts are there. So it's in 1 page, basically. This table summarizes all the names. Any comments, additions, questions in this or last chapter or anything else in general for Bhagavatam? To ask, tell, comment, anything? Okay, then we will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for the Bhagavad Gita discussion. So please come, and today we'll pause here with this 17th chapter. And next chapter is very interesting, the story of Yayati, quite famous. So stay tuned for that one from Monday. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purāṇ ki jai. Raghu Prabhu, you want to say something? Okay. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purāṇ ki jai. Śrī Gopāla ki jai. Samveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripāsindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So much.